live in a minute.
Mario, can you hear us?
Perfect. We are live. So right now we are streaming from our Facebook group and our Facebook page as well. So first of all, I want to give thanks to everybody that is being part of this wonderful day. And why do I say wonderful? Because there's three amazing groups that are uniting today. So we have our friends from Sentry, IMS, an amazing CRM system, management system. We have also Latino Tax Pro. As you see them, you see them at Vegas with their amazing big show in July. This year they're changing it to December, so I can't wait to attend their meeting, their big show in December. And we have our friend Victor Gonzalez from Brightway Insurance. He is an amazing sales agent. He has wonderful techniques. He's the man for fast dialing. This guy, he has his dial on like nobody else. So this guy, I know he does a lot of phone calls a day. So right now when we come up with him, so we can ask him a couple questions and see what he does, okay? So they're saying here for me to add one more person here. So I'm gonna add that person. You want some people log in. I want to thank all the carriers, all the vendors are logged in right now. Thank you guys very much for participating. As you see, this is a insurance organization that is not just in California, but we have many agents from across the United States. And they're, from the non-standard world to the preferred side, we have a little bit mix of everything. So this is an amazing group to be part of. And right now, let me see. We are about to start. Okay. So again, thank you guys very much. We have Sentry on the line. With Sentry, let me spotlight you guys so you guys can hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Let me see. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I think you guys are muted.
Yeah, I can hear them. I can hear them, Mario. Could you hear me?
Let me see.
Hello.
Maybe.
We can hear you too.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right. So, Sentry, bienvenidos. Welcome.
Thank you. We are very glad to be able to participate and join this meeting. So we're ready to share whatever we know and help us each other to grow together. So you can count on us. Definitely.
Definitely. So Alex, tell us what is Sentry?
Sentry is a very well put together platform for all the insurance brokers out there. So they would have better access to manage their agency, manage their agents as well, and just have a better understanding of how their agency is running with live numbers, have that better relationship with your customer, keeping track of your underwriting, your sales. I mean, it's all around a well put together platform for every insurance broker to manage their agency just in one platform.
Yeah, I'm a user of that platform, but no mass Sentry does that. You got to have that platform, but you guys have seminars here where you guys help insurance agents with marketing, sales techniques, and you guys motivate them to do the best. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's something that we started doing the beginning of this year. We thought it was very important not just to be your typical CRM, but to be able to create a culture of the Latino community and give more knowledge out there. The knowledge that we've been building up over the years, and that's something that Carlos is very passionate about, and so am I.
Yeah, we want to be able to help all our agents to grow and to grow together.
That's why we're making groups like these, so we could get bigger and stronger. And hey, we have three groups together. Now I want to present to you guys Latino Tax Pro. We have Tony Martintez. He is an amazing spokesperson for Latino Tax Pro. Welcome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for having us. We're excited. I'm learning that a lot of your members, the insurance agents, are also some of our members at Latino Tax Pro. And what we do at Latino Tax Pro, we work with tax professionals to better help them better serve their clients. And a lot of the clients that our tax professional members serve, they're immigrants, taxpayers, Latino taxpayers. So we focus a lot on education, on how like ITINs work, a lot on mixed status families. That's when like the parents have ITINs, but the kids have socials on the credits. And now a lot of stuff going on with the new CARES Act, the Coronavirus Response Act. There's been three pieces of legislation passed so far in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And we're trying to stay on top of that so we can know how it applies to taxpayers, both families and businesses across the country. And so stay tuned for more. We'll definitely inform you guys on all that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So, you're in the whole tax world. I know that many people here. Well, we're all agents. We're owners or brokers. We have a business, and right now, más que nada, we're going through this crazy pandemic that a lot of us are not working, and we have our offices closed, and we need to help our payroll and our expenses. And so today we're going to be talking to you guys about how to apply for the SBA Paycheck Protection Program. As you guys know, it's the 3 PPPs, right? So Latino Tax Pro, Antonio Martinez, is going to show us a little bit about that. So you guys have questions, please send us a message, and Tony will answer that for you guys. So here we go. How to apply for SBA Paycheck Protection Plan, PPP, with Latino Tax Pro.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's get started. I have my notes here, so I want to be looking over as I talk and speak. So first, who's eligible for this loan and what it is? This program is managed by the Small Business Administration. The Small Business Administration has been given funds from the Treasury Department because of the new CARES Act. The CARES Act, and they just invented this program, right? I mean, even though they obviously have had SBA loans before, like the 7A loans, but the details of this program have come to exist. Last Friday, April 3rd, it started for those businesses that have employees. Today, it's going to start for those businesses, contractors that don't have employees. And how basically it works is it's designed to help a business keep employees on payroll, to give them a loan so they can have money to pay employees for about 8 to 10 weeks. And it starts by qualifying. A lot of small businesses are going to qualify. You have to have under 500 employees. You need to be in business before February 15th. And you need to have proof that you've been paying these guys, right? Payroll taxes and filing of your 941s, which is our quarterly tax, payroll tax reports. And the loan could be up to $10 million, but it depends on your payroll. So what they do, they're going to look at your last 12 months of payroll. So from February 2019 to like January 2020, they're gonna look at how much you paid. So let's make it easy. Let's assume that you have been paying $120,000 of payroll. That's how many employees you have, that's what you pay. So if you take $120,000 divided by 12, the average monthly payroll is $10,000, 10 grand. So what they do with that number, 10 grand, they multiply it by 2.5. Because the idea is if you have $10,000 of monthly payroll, they want to give you enough money to cover like 2.5 months to keep these guys employed, because hopefully in 2.5 months, the economy will be back in action and the coronavirus will be minimal enough where offices and businesses could open up. So that's the idea. So where do you apply? You apply with a local banker. That's the key. Hopefully you have an existing relationship with a banker, whether at Chase or Wells Fargo, and I'll get a complete list of who's been accepting these loans. There's some online platforms like Fundera, and there's a Square Capital, I believe, is just going to launch their program, but they're going to look at 2.5 times your monthly payroll. So going back to my example, let's say your monthly payroll is 10 grand, 10,000 times 2.5, you're looking at $25,000. That could be the loan that they give you. This loan is going to be at 1% interest, and you have 2 years to repay back that loan. The first 6 months after they give you the loan, you do not have to make any payments for the first 6 months. However, the interest will begin accruing as soon as you get the money. So keep that in mind. A big part of the PPP program that everybody is kind of happy about or going crazy about is that some of that money may be forgiven. You may not have to pay it back, and you may not even have to report it as income on your taxes. Because usually when you don't have to pay money back to a bank, the IRS will still go after you. You'll be like, hey, you were forgiven all this money. We're still going to include it in your income, so you got to pay taxes on the forgivable amounts, but not this one. You're going to be able to get it forgiven and not have to pay taxes. But to get it forgiven, it needs to be used for certain things. So how it's going to work is as soon as you get the money, the first 8 weeks of how you use the money is crucial. So if you get the money, what I recommend is open up a separate checking account. That's what we did at Latino Tax Pro. We applied for the PPP loan. So what we did, we essentially went to our banker. Awesome. Went to our banker. We then completed the application. Then the banker had us open up a different account, and they're gonna put that money into that account. So let's say again, make it $25,000 that they're gonna lend you. Put that money into a different account, and in that account is where you pay rent, mortgage, payroll, and utilities. Those are the 4 things that allow you to be forgiven. And the reason you want to do it that way is when later you have to prove, because the same bank that gives you the money is the same bank that's going to process the forgiveness. And they have permission from the SBA to process that forgiveness because the SBA will refund them that money. So the bank, it's in their best interest to help you, because if you can't pay them back, the SBA will back them up. So again, if you use the money for payroll, for utilities, for rent, and mortgage, if you own the property, mortgage interest to be more specific, but you could get some of that forgiven. And the other parts that you can use it for anything you want, essentially, right? But if you don't use it for that, you have to pay it back. But you have 2 years at 1% interest, which is really good to pay it back. And another key thing is they're not going to ask for a guarantee. There's no ask for collateral, and the SBA guarantees it 100%. So these are very, very good flexible terms in order to encourage small business owners to get the money they need to keep people on payroll. That's really what they're pushing hard is stay on payroll, don't go to the unemployment. They don't want to see those numbers spike up, right? It's going to look bad politically if like overnight a bunch of people are going unemployed. So they're really moving the money. And obviously it's going to help the small businesses out because they're scared that a lot of them are going to go under. So the PPP program is one of a few different SBA programs, but I don't know if anybody has any questions. I see some questions come in. Should I just read them off, Mario, the chat here?
Yes.
Let me open up the chat here. Oh, here we go. So, if you're a kid, oh yeah, that's you, sorry. Oh, and then, Andre is in the, Andre.
Yeah. I have a question. Go ahead. So many of us in insurance, we have self-employed, 1099. So how would that work?
Yes. Okay. So if you are a company, you're an insurance company, or sorry, agent. If this only works if you have employees. If you have contractors, you are not going to receive money to pay the contractors. The contractors have to go to the banks and get their own loan. That's the key.
That started today, right?
That started today, and that applies for you too. Like if you don't have any employees, you yourself as a self-employed individual, starting today could go. It's the exact same deal. You go and you're gonna go to the bank now. You don't have payroll, so they can't calculate your total loan based on payroll because you don't have any. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna look at your 2019 tax return. They're gonna look at your net profit or sorry, net income, which is your profit, how much money was left behind after expenses, right? Your net income, they're gonna divide that by 12 and then multiply that by 2.5. So in this example, let's say your net income last year was $120,000 and you're self-employed, you have no employees. The first thing they're gonna do when you present $120,000, they're gonna cap it. It gets capped at 100 grand. Because that's another aspect of the PPP program, that when you do these calculations, maximum $100,000 per worker, per employee. But in your case, as a self-employed, you're gonna say, I made 120 grand last year in net income. Okay, we're gonna cap it at 100. They're gonna get, let me get my calculator, 100 divided by 12. What is that? So 100 divided by 12, 8.3. So they're going to cap it at 100 divided by 12. So they're going to look at $8,300 per month on average per month is what you make, right, as being self-employed, times 2.5. So in this example, your loan is going to be $20,833 that they could possibly give you. So you can keep yourself employed, right? That's the key. And in this case, you're self-employed. So you need to get money to keep yourself employed. They're gonna give you 2.5 times your monthly net income to be able to stay on payroll. So starting today, what I've been told is it's the same method. Talk to your banker, and again, I'll get a list of some banks that you could use. A lot of the online, the big banks are doing it, but also there's some online lenders that can do it quickly. So I mean, apply for this money, get the money. It all has to do with the fact that you have to tell them, I can't continue my business. I can't pay my employees if you have employees, or I can't even pay myself due to the coronavirus pandemic.
So you said, okay, so I know that SBA is doing their own application, but there's the SBA application, and then there's the link the bank gives you. Is that correct? And then they give you some kind of spreadsheet so you can enter some your numbers, right? Your employees, your staff, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, what I've been hearing is that every bank is a little bit different, even though the rules are the same. It's the same law. So the bank will then, and let me here, if I have it here. Here we go. I'll share my screen. Right. There's the application, right? If you guys want to, I'll put it in the link. So you guys could, the link in the chat. But they're going to be asking for your information. Then they're going to ask what kind of entity you are. Amount of loan requested here. So you can kind of fill that out, average monthly payroll. And what I need to find out is if the self-employed application is the same. It may be the same. I don't think there's going to be a different one here. But yeah, so you basically fill this out, and then I recommend talk to your banker first. Ask them what they need, straight up. Like, what do you need? And maybe they're going to tell you to fill this out. Maybe they're going to tell you they have a spreadsheet that you could use to calculate. Mm-hmm. But that's going to be the main thing is you're going to talk to your banker, ask them what they need, and whatever they give you to do it. But overall, what they're going to be asking for, here, I'm going to pull out my notes. If you're incorporated, your articles of incorporation, your bylaws, your ID, right, your social security card, and if you have a previous relationship with the banker, they may have all this already, which makes it easier and faster. To prove, they're going to be asking for your last year's tax return, and then profit and loss statement. Also, the most recent, maybe mortgage statement, rental statement, your utility bill, all that to kind of have ready to, because what they need to do, they need to protect themselves too. So if they want the SBA to back this loan that they're going to give you, they need all the documentation to show the SBA, look, I did ask for all that. They gave me all that. There's proof that the business even exists, right? What if the business doesn't exist? You're just making stuff up. So that's why they need all that information.
Okay. All right. if anybody has a question, so here I have how they want to get a hold of you right now. I'm gonna give them your email. Okay.
Yeah.
And Jose Serrano says that's why people need they need to report their real numbers on their tax returns. Right.
Yeah, that's one of those. Yeah, and that goes back to a bigger picture. Is we always recommend that. It's one of those things that I always say play by the rules so you could win the game, right? So I know it sucks paying taxes, but when you need to access capital, it's hard to get capital when your profit margins are so low. Whether it's for this purpose, an emergency loan, whether it's capital to grow your business, like in another healthy year, even like personal property, it's one of those things that just be aware of. And then some of you may have workers who are employees, but you're treating them as contractors. And that's a whole different, we could even have a webinar on that. There's other risks associated with that and other mishaps. But I want to just end my part by showing you that the fact that there's 4 different programs that the SBA has. I just covered the Paycheck Protection Program. This one's good. The EIDL loan advance, that gets you money like fast. This is just a straight up injury, economic injury, disaster loan. It could be up to $2 million, even though they may not be giving that much. But what's cool about this one, and let me just show you how to apply for it, because it's very fast. Do it like today. I don't know why the SBA makes you jump around. Disaster. No, I'll put the exact link in the comments. Where's the guys that are here? Here we go. So just do it today. It takes like 15 minutes. So they're gonna ask you what kind of business you are. So like say click this one. You say you have no employees, and this is just asking you like that you're not in any illegal activity. You're not in the pornography industry. You're not in the gambling, or if you're doing gambling, it's less than 1/3. So it's basically the rules, right? So just hopefully you qualify by clicking no, and then just business legal name and your income, etc. But what's cool about this one though is yes, you're applying for a loan, but there's an advance. There's a $10,000 advance that they could give you, like, and even though people haven't received it yet, they're claiming they should be within 3 days, but you could get up to 10K, and even if you get denied for the loan, you keep the 10K, like tax free. It's your money. So what I'll do is I'll share everybody this link just to be aware of this other program. And then other options, it's another different thing. There's some new payroll tax credits that if you have employees, you could dip into your payroll tax. That's the money that you usually have to deposit with the IRS. That includes like Social Security, Medicare, and federal income tax withheld. You could dip into that money to pay for employees to stay on payroll. And we can have a whole different webinar on that. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of the key funding options that you should take advantage of. Like now, it's free money. The Congress made it available to help us stay alive. And why not? Why not tap into it?
Perfect. So that's some good stuff. I just got a phone call and it just messed up my my headphones. So that's some good news. You see, Sentry. Okay, so now they already put the information there for the link. Thank you very much, and you also put your email as well. Thank you very much for doing so. We're gonna have Latino Tax Pro coming by with us more often. As you've seen, we're all together, we're united, and we're a bigger group. So muchas gracias, Tony. And right now, many of you, are gonna take advantage of these loans, but some of us, we need it because some are closed. Some, we still have we have issues. We are a one-man show, and sometimes, we have issues and we can't open our doors. So I started thinking, what is there? Is there something out there that we could use so we can protect our employees, so we can protect our workers' comp? The ones that are open, if we're open, we need to protect our workers' comp. We need to make sure we don't get sued by the family member if somebody gets sick, if it comes out from our offices, from our agencies. So now, what a lot of people are doing, they are using shields, okay? And Gustavo and from ASAP Insurance, he actually, I seen it, and one of my friends talked about this place, and I was like, where do you get this? So what I did is I made a list of all the companies that offer those plexiglasses. So this is an example that you guys could be using. A lot of them, what they're doing, they're putting also the clear plastic. You could do that as well, make it, do your own at home. But this is the plastics that people are using right now. It's against spitting or anything like that. So it will help prevent anything. So, of course, we still have the issues around the airborne, but at least is right there. We're making our employees wear masks, gloves, sanitize. We make sure somebody, before they come in, somebody inspects, they wash their hands. We're just making sure, nothing, there's no gaps. So I sent you guys information. Here are some of the places that you guys could get, those plastics here in California. So there's one in Santa Ana, Paragon Plastics. This is where we got ours. But the rest, there are other ones that are online. So I did send everybody an email 10 minutes ago with all this information. If you didn't, please let me know. But all this information, it is going to be available on your email. Okay. So we also have some few wise words from my friend Tyler Nicolson. Tyler Nicolson, he is with Aspire General Insurance. He's been in the game for many years. And one of the things that I like talking with Tyler is, he's always making sure that, we're running, especially right now. They've been doing extra things to make sure all their agents know what to do. So they're doing webinars on those e-signing programs, how to use their website, how the customers can make payments if your offices are closed. So we have Tyler Nicolson from Aspire Insurance. He's going to talk to us a little bit about, what can you do to, work to have your offices open and make it safe for everybody. So Mr. Tyler Nicolson, welcome.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you for having me. And thanks for, obviously helping the industry, spreading as much knowledge as you can to keep everybody running. I love the topic, what's going on right now, because this stuff is really tricky, getting some of this money that's out there. And you got to hurry up and do it before the money's gone. So every lender is only going to lend, like these guys were saying, a certain amount of money. And every lender is going to be different. So you guys got to jump in there as quick as possible. So take this information and use it today if you're watching. So I wanted to go over a couple things we're doing personally at Aspire General, as well as things I recommend every agent to do, whether you work with us or you don't, and for all your companies. I mean, number one is you need to get familiar with alternative payment methods right now. I'm sure people don't want to send their customers away, but you're going to have customers that want to be doing things on their own. And so you need to be ready to train them on that and show them how to do it, register for them if you have to. For example, we have a portal on our website at aspiregeneral.com that all of our policyholders can access from their computer, from their mobile device, from their iPad if they need to, very mobile friendly. And they can do pretty much anything except for make changes. They can sign up and get text alerts and make payments via text. They can make one-time payments. They can start the claim process. They can live chat our CSRs and even ask for some help, maybe if they're having a hardship directly without even calling in, which we recommend to do right now because the phones are obviously ringing more as if our partners, our brokers aren't answering the phones, our phones ring more. So we're fully staffed. However, we're getting hit a little hard from a lot of people calling us more. So you can use live chat. We strongly recommend it. You're getting the same people on the other end of the line as you would calling. You can make your payment online. You can set up for automated payment alerts. You can upload multiple payment methods. So for example, you can upload a checking account and a credit card. And we can send you a text and say, hey, you missed your payment. Do you want to make it before you lose coverage? You can text back and say yes, and we'll ask you if you want to do your checking or your credit card. So if you don't have any money in your checking, you can make it with the credit card. for a reduced, obviously, transaction fee. If you need to do it with the credit card, you pay the transaction fee. But either way, you keep coverage. Again, if you need help, they can call us, but we recommend live chat. So pretty much, we can be reached virtually right now. I'm sure a lot of carriers can. I doubt all of them can, but it's something we're definitely, we want you to show your insureds to be able to do this to protect your book. The insured can get help quickly. They're going to stay on the books. Your book's going to stay healthy. Our book's going to stay healthy. We all win. So, definitely take advantage of the resources that your carriers are giving you to access things online. We do pretty much everything but change requests, which you don't want us to do change requests. So that's why we're not doing it. We can turn it on, but I know people wouldn't be too happy with that. So we're doing everything except for keeping them out of your, everything except for, allowing them to do instant request on their own, because, nobody wants to do that. In addition, yes, we are doing webinars. We want to educate people, just like Mario's doing. So I've done 2, and we're doing 2 more next week on e-signature, using e-signature to quickly get applications signed, get endorsements signed, whatever it needs to be signed, whether it's a exclusion form signed to keep the person on the book. If there's an underwriting request, use e-signature. Mario turned me on to a great tool called Insured Sign, which now we're actually using internally here at Aspire. And I know some of our agents have signed up since I did the last webinar, where you can text message an application or a exclusion form, whatever needs to be signed, directly to your insured. They may have refused to sign something electronically 2 months ago, but they're going to embrace it now. And you need to be able to do that within your agency, or they're going to find someone else that's going to do it for them. So I strongly recommend joining one of those webinars next week. We have one at 10:30 on Monday and one at 11:30 on Wednesday that'll go through this in detail. Also on Aspire, you can print an application prior to submission. So if you're scared to take money before having them sign it, you can print our app, have them sign it electronically, maybe via text message. Once they sign it, then you can submit the application. Then there's no issue with flat canceling and having any liability out there that you're unsure of in a gray area. So mitigate E&O. That'll also be covered in the webinar. And then lastly, what we're doing personally at Aspire, I'm not sure what other carriers are doing 100%. I've seen some emails floating around, but we've increased our reinstatement period to 60 days. It's normally 30, which I think is very generous as to begin with, but we've increased it to 60 days. If somebody parked their car last month in their garage and they're not working and they were already canceled for non-pay and they don't want to reinstate right now, they can reinstate in another 30 days and there's no issue. And we've also waived all reinstatement fees. All of our producers can do that. There's no fee charged at reinstatement. There's no SR22 fee charged at reinstatement. This is to encourage them to stay on the books. So everything we're doing right now is to protect our PIF, our policies in force, and keep our brokers' books as healthy as possible during this uncertain time. So if not charging a fee encourages them, not charging an SR22 fee at reinstatement encourages them, continuing the reinstatement period encourages them, that's what we're here for. And people that are writing us every day know that we don't even charge late fees on a regular basis during our 10-day grace period. Obviously, that's going to be unchanged. So, if they lapse, there's no penalty to get back on the books. And then if someone's really having a really tough time, a hardship, they can't make their reinstatement payment, they can't make their monthly payment, we're allowing partial payments to carry them. We're allowing partial payments to reinstate policies. I mean, they're going to need to have premium to afford coverage. We're not giving coverage away for free. It's just something we fiscally can't do at this time. But we are doing everything we can to protect the books. And if it's something that you physically can't do system-wise for us, have the insured call us, explain their situation, and we'll do everything we can to keep them on the books and help them out. I mean, we got to kind of bend the rules a little bit right now. And so that's what we're doing internally. So if you guys have people that need help, just have them call us. We'll do everything we can to keep them on your book. Right now, it's very, very important for everyone to keep their policies in force as high and as healthy as possible so that, when this thing changes, you guys can focus on new business and not scrambling around and trying to pull those customers back into your agency. So that's what we're up to. We just want to help everybody out, help our insureds, help you guys. And again, I want to thank Mario for having me on the call. This is very important getting information out right now. And I know it's it's a tough time to get information. So these things I'm sure are helping out a lot.
Thank you very much, Tyler. Thank you very much. And, you know, as you know, a lot of our carriers are uniting and helping you guys with, you know, making sure you guys are closing more deals, and so we can service our customers well. Something that, you know, as you guys see in the past couple of days, you guys seen a lot of carriers are mentioning their rebates, you know, about 10, 20%, 50%, 25%. Many of them Progressive, a lot of carriers out there. But meanwhile, we're getting the updates for all the other carriers. Is a great time, you know, to showcase what you guys, who you guys are, your company, your agency, and how you guys, you know, what is the difference between having an independent agent versus having, you know, a call center dealing with them, and every day you talk to somebody else. So, you know, a lot of people are going to be asking those questions. We're getting them ready like crazy. So you guys are going to be seeing that as well. So if you guys are not hearing from your carriers, you know, good, like I said, mention your agency, what you guys could do, and how you guys, how they could benefit. All right. So another thing here, I want to next, we're going to have Victor Gonzalez. He is from Brightway Insurance. This guy is amazing. He has experience from the Allstate world. He was in a multi-million-dollar agency. He decided to make his own, go his own way. And we have Victor Gonzalez from Brightway Insurance. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Mario. I appreciate it. Yeah, I came from a $30 million Allstate previously before I opened my agency, and before that I was with the largest captive of an $83 million Allstate. And the reason why I went, you know, independent was because I wanted a little bit more, you know, carriers and choices and that kind of stuff. And what I've learned from all these really, really successful agencies is that they all do the same thing. They're high output activity agencies. Every single salesperson that's a high producer is making 100, 150 calls a day. Since I came into insurance, that's how I was bred. You know, 100, 150, 200 calls a day, cold calling businesses just to learn how to get through gatekeepers, all that kind of stuff. So I think right now, with like dealing with this whole coronavirus and everything that we're dealing with, it's super important now that people have the high activity, because telesales is really the only way. You can't just be out there if you're face to face and just meeting anyone and that kind of stuff. You need to learn how to have skills over the phone, and you need to learn how to make the necessary dials. And now, you know, even though this is a horrible situation that we're going through right now, this is an opportune time for insurance agents over the phone, because everyone is home right now. People are picking up, they're willing to talk. And if you have a large enough book of business, you don't even have to make the outbound dials. You can be smart enough to just take all the service work and cross-sell off of it. So thanks for having me on. And I just want to kind of just talk about some of the benefits that you can take advantage of as an insurance agent right now. So the first, obviously, is taking advantage of people being home and answering their phones. So outbound dialing, right? So you want to make enough calls to where, you know, you're talking to enough people to make sales. But when you're making these calls, I want people to be really, really intelligent about who you're calling, what kind of prospects you're prospecting, right? So if you buy internet leads, whether it's age leads, live leads, any of that, you have to understand the market that we're in right now. So right now, this market, for anyone who's buying internet leads, live, you know, paid leads, right now people are purchasing leads, and agents who have done face-to-face are purchasing leads. So if you've been in the market before, you know it's already kind of a flooded market, right? There's a ton of agents buying internet leads. But now you have the face-to-face agents who have never done telesales. They're also purchasing leads. So the market is even more saturated than it's ever been. So for me, what I've done is I've kind of looked at the information. I've kind of worked backwards off of it. And I've said, all right, maybe I need to go a different route. So what I've done is I've started working age leads, because these are people who aren't actively searching for insurance, but they have in the past, and they're not being called by these other agents. So I'm trying to be a little bit smarter about it. So age leads are great. I've been working it for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, and I'm getting out tons and tons of quotes because people are being called and I'm the only person calling them, right? and they're open to talking about it, because in this situation, everyone's trying to save money. No one knows what's going to happen a month from now, 2 months, 3 months, right? We might be in this for another week. We might be in this for another 3 months. No one knows definitively what's going to happen. So people are open to talking and saving money. Now, you can also be a little bit smarter in this way. So I know on car insurance, people, a lot of people who have car insurance with some of maybe my non-preferred carriers or my standard carriers, if they've been laid off, even with some of these rebates, if you don't make any payments at all, they're reluctant to even switching, even if you are saving money. If they don't know what's going to happen with their jobs, they're kind of reluctant on the situation of what they're going to do. So what I've started to do is started to focus on the homeowners, right? So I'm buying age leads for homeowners. And what this is doing is a lot of people who have escrows. So the money doesn't even have to come out of their pocket. They're being charged by the mortgage company and just paying that bill. So no money is actually physically transacted out of their accounts, and they can just have it billed to a mortgagee. So what I've started to do is work age leads and work off homeowners. And I'm going after the homes and then trying to cross sell after. So, and here's the thing, this is the best part about all of it. If you're an agency owner right now in PNC, you can go out and buy 2,000 leads for $100, $150. And if you really put in the effort and to find some different groups out there that sell age leads, some of them will sell you, they have the data to pull homes in certain years that they were built, a 2008 build, a 2010 build, 2015 builds. And you can pull all that list and pay for it. And it's at, a fraction of the cost. And you're also the only person calling them, right? You're not in this market where you have 12 agents all fighting over the same one client looking for insurance. So that's my best advice. That's what me and my agency, what we're doing here. And it really comes down to activity. At the end of the day, you're only going to be as successful as the work that you put in. So the more calls that you're making, the more success you're going to have. And then when you get a little bit smarter with the data that you're putting in and the work that you're trying to pull out from your prospecting, it's just going to make it that much more profitable and that much more, it's going to be better for you. This is an opportune time for us to take advantage, and not in a sleazy way, but you're taking advantage of the market that's been put in front of us. And the situation in front of us is everyone's at home. Everyone, is willing to pick up the phone and talk about saving money. So that's what I've got for you guys.
Thank you. No, you know what?
Yeah.
It's that's a great way to put it. And I love the way you're going. And old age leads. Wow. And that's everybody's focusing on the new leads, and we forget about the past. That's amazing. So another thing, many of you guys here, you also do DMV services. So right now the DMV is closed. So for my agency, I know other agencies out there, they're killing it with the whole DMV thing that they're closed. So there's another moment right there. If you guys need to advertise or get, to get somebody to come into the office, go over all your age renewals from this month or the ones that are upcoming. Remember, you could call them 90 days prior before. So that's when you can be able to calculate the fees for the DMV. So all of our DMV registration service agents here, that's what you guys should be doing. But thank you very much, Mr. Victor Gonzalez. We're going to have you more often here. Thank you very much. And
thank you for having me.
No, thank you, Anthony. Victor, sorry. So, Victor, Sentry, we had a great day. We had an amazing day with Latino Tax Pro. We had, and we had Victor, we had Tyler talking about everything else. Tell us a little bit more about, what you guys are seeing out there. You guys talk to agents all over. What is the common thing right now?
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So it's a little bit divided because we do have some agencies that are working from home. Actually, a lot of agencies are already working from home. I talked to very few that are still working under agencies with precautions. They're only doing appointments only a certain amount of time a day. So it just depends, but most of our customers are really working from home. And one of the reasons is because we have the ability to give them that flexibility to work from home. It's pretty much as if they were in their office, but remotely to where they're at. As you know, you being a user of Sentry, it gives you a lot of information. Victor was saying earlier how you have to be creative and how you have to be in contact with the customers and make sure you're calling them. Well, Sentry gives you that information. You were just talking about the DMV stuff. Sentry gives you all that information basically instantly. So our customers really don't see the loss of the one-on-one communication with their customers due to the platform that we have put together. Can't hear you, Mario.
I think you're mute, Mario.
Okay. So one of my questions that Julio, I have Julio Nájera asking, we have many cash paying clients. What are you guys doing for that?
Well, most of our customers, we have what we call Sentry Pay, which is a merchant service that we have. But if they're paying cash, obviously most of these people are only doing credit cards. Sentry has the ability to run credit cards as well from anywhere, basically. So all of our customers that are working from home, they're making those transactions through credit card. I know some of them are telling their customers to make a direct deposit to the bank, but then again, some customers don't want to do that. So they're just paying directly with credit cards. And that's what Sentry has, all the tools that you need to serve as a customer, regardless of where you're at. But most of them are doing.
Yeah, you know what? Another thing here with what we're doing and what I'm seeing with the banks. Banks, they don't wear gloves. They're not wearing gloves to handle cash because they're saying, and what I've been reading as well, that when you use cash, the virus disappears a certain amount when it's in paper. And so I'm not sure how many minutes or seconds, but and that's why all the banks, I'm not sure if you guys been going, they've all been counting, no gloves or nothing. And it's crazy, so, I mean, what do you guys think of that?
Me personally, I've gone to the bank and they were wearing gloves, wear masks. They only have one or two bank tellers. So I guess it depends. I have a friend of mine at the credit union too, and they're taking full measures with that. So I guess it all depends. And Mario, if you allow me to real quick, I just wanted to, I saw a message with Mr. Thomas, I believe it was Sam. He stated that we didn't have, bear with me 1 second, Sentry is not a secure site. And I wanted to see if I can share my screen or let you guys know that we are a secure site. We do have a certificate. I'm not sure what happened there, but if you guys actually just put centryms.com or www.centryms.com, we take security very, very serious, and that's our #1 objective. So just to answer Mr. Thomas, let you guys know we do have a certificate. You guys can research that if you guys want to, but we're very serious on that. And I just wanted to answer his question real quick.
Yes, I seen that you guys do have security with your portal, portal.centryms.com. That's the one that all the data is saved in. And I know that you guys have a different server for that. And then you guys have the regular website. And the regular website, well, it's a website. There's no personal data in there. There's no way for them to penetrate through that.
But we do have it secured anyway.
Yes. So, I have here Becky saying that my bank in Wells Fargo, they're not accepting cash deposit in my account, and hopefully they're not licking their fingers when they're counting money. For us, what we've done is that when we collect cash, what we're doing is we're putting it in an envelope, okay? And that envelope is basically, we're gonna give no change out, all right? At the end of the day, we count that envelope and we have our webcam. So every computer has a webcam in our office. So when we're counting, we're opening these envelopes, at the end, one of our employees, they have their gloves and all the protective gear. Usually it's my dad, the one that does all that. But he has all that nice and ready. So he just counts the money and makes sure, all right, yes, there's right amount, whatever's credit, we just put it to your account. Sentry has helped us so much with that because now we can give credit. So now instead of give us change, we just add it to Sentry and Vámonos. Next month, we have some money waiting for you. So that's good. So we're doing that. At the end of the day, we count the cash, but we put an envelope. We tell them, please write the right amount, the amount you have, and put your name, and we make sure you have your policy number as well. So we have customer ID thanks to Sentry. So every customer has a customer ID. So we just write the customer and the amount, y vámonos. And that's how we're getting cash for our clientele right now. So, but we also, a lot of customers don't want to touch cash. So you just use the merchant services, right? They're just credit cards and vámonos.
Yeah, most of them are doing that.
Okay.
The ones that are open, well, yeah, they're flowing with cash and credit card as well.
Miguel Ramirez is saying money orders can be purchased at Hispanic grocery store as well as RIA, Prospera. They're allied directly to the company for payment, include policy number on the money order. Yes, you can also do that. Buy a money order for any Hispanic store or the post office. They also have that. And Stater Brothers, some tiendas out there, they have all that. So have them, just send them their way. I know one of my offices, one of our workers has a lot of asthma and she suffers from all that. So we make sure no cash. We're taking so many measures. She works in the back. So they have a RIA next door, and we're doing that exactly what you're saying. So yes. All right, guys. So I guess this is the conclusion. Right now, we're going to open do you guys, anybody have any questions for any of our panelists here? So right now, before we jump into any of the vendors and carrier, if you're a carrier or vendor that would like to say something to our agents here, we're going to open the mics for you guys. So it just, remember, it seems like we're back in the Stevens Steakhouse when, at the end, hey, all the vendors, will say something. It was an amazing time back in the day. So, okay, so back in the day. Yes, exactly, back in the day. It's Andres. So I think Andres wants to say something, but we have also, let me see, I have somebody, Alan, here we go. Here, we're going to open the mic for Mr. Allen. He is he does commercial insurance. He's a GA. So we have Alan here, Alan Hsu. I think he's just coming in. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get somebody else. Andres. Meanwhile, I know Andres is ready. Let me see, Andres Orina is from Telemedicina. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. We got Alan. So what's up, Alan?
Hey,
how you doing? Good. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about CK Specialty.
Well, we're a boutique wholesaler here in California. I'm located in the Bay Area, but I definitely want to echo what Victor said. I think he makes a good point. I think this is a great time to write business. You have a very captive audience there. People, where they are. They don't have any excuses. We're going to another meeting or we're just too busy. And I think that there are a lot of people who are looking for solutions. Maybe their current insurance agent is not giving them the attention because they are trying to scramble to find answers and they're not getting the answers they need. So, hats off and to Victor. It's especially in this marketplace, it's really important to be opportunistic. As I mentioned, we're a generalist wholesale firm, and one of our specialties is cannabis insurance. Believe it or not, cannabis insurance, the business is actually seen as an essential business, and we are seeing a large flow of interest on our part. I definitely love to. I guess I could. I don't know, Mario, could include my information to everybody, but
yeah. Type it in.
Love to be. I'll type it in, but really appreciate you allowing me to say a few words because I know everyone's probably tired of hearing everyone chime in. It's close to noontime, but
don't worry, we're almost done. We're about to go back to our Good Friday activities.
Absolutely.
CK Specialty, they have Hartford. If you guys are not doing anything with Hartford or Travelers or anything like that, they have that market. So if you guys want to write something with commercial, what lines
Well, with Hartford's all lines, just for commercial. We actually added another BOP market. It's a Blackboard, and we have the ability to quote it in-house for that type of business. We're actually even able to provide standalone workers' comp through employers as well. And we have also another mid-market KBIC. So we have all the, and in terms of ENS, we have a pin for a number of markets. I know one of the things, a lot of the key essential business out there, a lot of repair shops, tire shops, even dealerships are open. We love working on that type of business. So, we're a boutique shop. So we, I've worked with Mario and some of the retail agents on this call, and they know that I'm very opportunistic as a wholesale broker, and I'll try to find solutions for you, sometimes outside the box.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mr. Allen. Please leave your information so everybody can know where to reach you.
Great.
Perfect. Now we have Telemedicina with Andre Urena. How you doing, Andre?
I am fantastic. Hope everybody's doing good. You guys remind me of my old business in insurance. I wanted to address something that Victor Gonzalez was referring to, which is Brightway. I agree with him about you guys following up on old leads. But one good way, one awesome way for you to be able to contact these old leads and old customers is by a new phenomenon, which is not new to me. I've been at it for a year, but telemedicine is the ability to see the doctor on the phone. And in these current times, all of a sudden we were doing very well. In fact, that Pronto Insurance, which is a large outfit, sells our telemedicine product. But all of a sudden, we got the virus and we got so busy. We're extremely busy, thank God, because we're providing a service that everybody wants and needs. Nobody wants to go to an urgent care and get virus there. Nobody wants to go to a hospital and get virus there. That's where the virus concentrates. So people, when they need to see a doctor, we provide that service for $149. Anybody up to 10 people in the household can be covered. No copay, no additional deductibles or anything. They can see the doctor unlimited times. They're all US licensed doctors. We have over 3,000 doctors on our platform. They speak Spanish as well. And we don't require, there's no preconditions and there's no social security needed. So it's a good way for you to intro yourself back into your customers right now while they're sitting at home. Victor said it perfectly. People are sitting at home, they're taking the phone calls. So why not use telemedicine as that bridge in something that they do need and want right now, which is telemedicine services. So I encourage you all to reach out to me. I'll put my number there on the chat. But my name is Andre Urena. I'm with Acceso Medico. We can provide you also a white label service. Like for example, Pronto Insurance uses Pronto Medico, and we designed everything as Pronto Medico for them. If you have enough volume, we can do that for you. Honestly, I started working with insurance agents and income tax preparers and immigration consultants, but now we're moving into hospital, clinics, cities. Everybody needs telemedicine. So reach out to me. We can give you a service that people want and need right now, and they'll be wanting and needing it for as long as this unfortunate virus is going and beyond. Things are changing. So if you offer them something they can use at home through the phone, that is as a necessity for them and their families, and also for all the people that have businesses that have commercial insurance, that have customers that work on the front lines. This is the perfect service that they could be using. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Andre Urena. Thank you very much. Antes, is there anybody else that wants to come up? If so, let us know. We're gonna go with Alex Bettis real fast. Can you show him Sentry, the part of the reminders with all the suspense and birthdays and all that registration, especially right now, that so people can know how easy it is?
Yeah, of course. I have no problem.
Meanwhile, we're getting other people on.
Can you guys see the screen? Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Now let me move this out of the way, so bear with me real quick. So with Sentry, this is pretty much your main screen. And what I was talking about earlier was one of the first things that Sentry will do, and I'm going to do it from the beginning because I already had it open, You're gonna have your user and password. One of the things that Sentry is gonna do the minute that you log in is, for instance, right now it's telling me I have 111 pending notifications. Now, you're gonna get also pop-up windows on the right-hand side, but all your notifications will be up here, and this is where Sentry will let you know. So for instance, here I have all these policies coming up for renewal. It does give you 30 days notification on each policy. That way you can get on the renewal to make sure that there was no upgrades on the policy. That is not going to be canceled. Pretty much you already have this information available for your customer so that you can reach out to them, make sure that that's the best price that you can give them. That way they don't get the notice, oh look, my insurance went up. That way you can contact them before this even happens. Just have everything so much faster in your fingertips to service that customer at all times. With Sentry, you have the ability to send and receive text messages as well. You have the notifications here with pictures. You were talking earlier in regards to the registration services, how DMV is closed right now, and we have a lot of registration services offices as well as insurance ones, and they're taking a full advantage of this because Sentry also tells you or gives you the reminder when their registration's up for renewal as well. So this is just money coming in and having the ability to contact your customer without even leaving your office. You guys can do everything remotely as well. And many more things, even your birthdays. Oh, here we go. So it even gives your customers birthdays. We also have some generic letters in Sentry that you can send out via text message, email, or you can download them and send them to your customer. We put your logo and we put all your guys' information so that the customer can feel that one-on-one connection. So this is one of the tools that Sentry will give you. All these reminders, I'll do it by itself without you guys running any reports or anything. And this is one way where you can have that instant communication with the customer and keep your book of business active. Make sure that no policy is canceled. Make sure every policy is renewed. And just like the policies, your registration on your vehicle it has to be renewed as well. So might as well maintain a book of business as well. Everybody does both businesses at the same time.
Perfect. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Yeah,
and we have a full across board. It doesn't matter what line of business you do. Sentry has the tools to give you to maintain your book of business, whether you do life and health, whether you just do commercial, or if you just do trucking insurance. This is a brand new feature that we created at Sentry for the trucking people, the people that do trucking insurance are in this industry, which is a very detailed, very complex business that you have to be very careful with. And we structure this like very, very, very detailed with it. So they're going to be, Sentry's going to be helping them take a little bit of weight off their shoulders, reminding their truckers with their CA filings, DOTs, just having everything in one platform with all their commercial stuff. But with us, you are able to manage your book of business in one platform and have everything pretty much in your fingertips. If you allow me really quick just to show your users or your people that are logged in right now, this is one of the beauties that Sentry will give you. I can have access to everything here. So for instance, I know Access doesn't exist anymore, but this is just a demo account. As an agent or as a producer or as a business owner, I have all the critical information I need to service my customer. Whether the policy detail information here, I'll know it's with Access. I would have company or carrier information right away at my fingertips, customer service and fax number. And this works for every single insurance company out there. You can put your producer codes, the status, the terms. Everything's here in your fingertips so that you can manage your customers right away. With us, we're talking about text messaging and technology and all that good stuff. Even on your receipts, with Sentry, you have the ability to send your customers the receipt via text message. It just makes it a lot faster. Oh, sorry, that was a feedback. So, Sentry has a lot of tools that can help you guys right now. If you guys are working remotely, or even if you're not have to work remotely, we have pretty much a great platform put together for all your insurance brokers out there.
Okay, perfect. So Thomas and I have Laura Yvette asking about pricing. For pricing, you guys have to call. It also depends on the amount of agencies that there is. So for that, give them a call. I know they're going to have your phone number on the chat. But before we log off, can you just show them the letters part with the disclosures? How easy it is. This is what all of you guys are gonna love. Watch.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things on the letters that we have. So earlier I stated about your customers' birthdays. So I'll just go say this is Carlos, his birthday. I can just go to send me a text message or download it, and it's just as simple as put in a message and customer will get a letter like this. We customize it with your logo. You guys don't have to do anything. The letter will automatically show up like this via text message. They'll actually get the PDF downloaded into the software. Onto their phone or iPad or wherever you send it to. We also have underwriting sheet in case, we forgot a signature and I'm gonna attach a signature, or I need the current registration, or maybe Aspire is asking me for proof of marriage because I rated the insured married or the customer has a balance. So all this is already available for you. Once again, you can send this via text message, email, or you can download it, and customers will be able to see this PDF exactly as is. You guys can type whatever you guys need to type in here, or whatever the scenario might be that was pending. If it's anything that's not on the pending sheet here, you can click on other, and then you can specify to your insurer what is that you really need. So we also have the court forms where you guys can pretty much allow me to show that really quick. Have access to this so fast. So here I can just go to my court form. I can see which court form has been sent to this customer, who's the agent that's created this court form. But say one of your customers needs a binder really quick because he's the dealer and he needs it super fast. All I have to do is click the vehicle that I want to send this to, and what binder or what court form I need. And if you guys see here, everything already got pre-filled for me. I don't really have to do much. If I was to put the lien holder information, it will be there. And there we go. The binder is already pretty much set. And once again, you can actually send this via text message again, or download it into a PDF, email it, or print it out for your customer, and there you have it. So we make things super, super easy for you guys because we know time is money.
Perfect, 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 perfect. All right.
And now, let me show you another tool that we do have as well, if you give me a little bit of time. We were talking about how easy it is our customers to actually get credit cards. So say I have a customer that I'm charging them their monthly payment. They want to make their monthly payment with us. It's just as easy as clicking will process with a credit card. Information transfers over. I put the credit card information, hit accept, and the transaction will be done. It's just as easy as that. You're doing everything at once. You don't have to go to another portal, enter user password. All you do is click one button and all this information appears so that you can do the transaction so much faster. And what Sentry is going to do, it's also going to generate you the merchant services receipt, but it's also going to generate you your Sentry receipt so that you can have both at the same time.
Perfect. That's an amazing tool. And if you guys want to know more information, visit them at centryims.com. Thank you very much, everyone that's been part of this live transmission. Let's see. And thank you very much, everybody. Victor, Alex, Carlos, Alan, Andre, Tyler, Tony, everybody. Thank you guys very much for being part of this. Unidos, vamos a ser más fuerte. Muchas gracias. Ya saben que la unión hace la fuerza. Y gracias, Sentry. Gracias, Latino Tax Pro. Latino Insurance Agents Unidos is here for you guys. We're going to have more events like this. Stay safe. Happy Good Friday. And I hope you guys enjoy this weekend with your loved ones. And happy Easter. Thank you guys very much. And stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mario. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.